Welcome to Rope Dropping Knowledge, where we guide you through the magic of Disney.
We're back.
We're back.
Been a while.
Yeah. It's hard to get back into the groove. So
This is episode 217. We'll be doing another episode before Christmas, but we wanted to make sure that we got on, I think, what is it, December 8th, 7th, 8th?
8th.
Something like that. And yeah, we got a lot of news today, partly because I think it's been like 3 weeks since we did
Yeah.
a podcast. And we got some adventure news of our
Park
days, yeah, and giveaway stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. I guess the first thing we want to do is say congratulations to
Mrs. Miranda.
Mrs. Miranda. Yeah, I don't never know
She's a teacher.
what to call
I'll
her.
just
It was
call
call
her
her
Mrs.
Miss Miranda. She won the popcorn bucket
Yes. And the
and
gift
the
card.
$25 platinum gift card,
Mhm.
Disney gift card. So congratulations to her, and congratulations to her daughter, because she is now a teacher as well.
Yes.
So
Yay.
we have 2 more teachers to the Rope Dropping Knowledge family. So yeah, congratulations to them both. And we actually gave away the wallet.
Oh, yes.
So that was at Sonoma Terrace, our
Sonoma
favorite spot.
Terrace. Mhm.
Jocelyn, Michelle.
Mhm.
It always get weird because I never know, if people are okay with me giving the kid's name or not.
We'll
So
say the daughter.
yeah, and the daughter, Jocelyn's daughter, who actually won. Guess we should ask, but we're all like hyped up on like adrenaline when people, win. But yes, congratulations to them. So the next time we were at the park, which will be in January 13th, I believe.
Yes.
We will
During
have
the marathon or whatever. Marathon. Disney half marathon.
Yeah. We will have a new in-park giveaway. So congratulations to them. Yeah, we are going to be giving away something in December. Well, we're going to be giving away probably a few things. But this Christmas season, I should say, we're going to give away, we're not going to do a typical giveaway.
Yeah.
We're not going to.
You don't have to listen to answer or whatever.
Yeah, you're not going to have to answer or do anything like that. Because what we're going to do is we want to reward the people who have entered giveaways throughout the year.
Mhm.
So if you have even entered even one giveaway in 2023, you're already entered. You don't have to do anything.
Yes.
And then of all the entries, we're just going to put your name in just once for every entry.
Mhm.
And, well, not for every entry, sorry. Just once.
Just once. Yeah.
Per name. And, yeah, we will spin and we will get it to you. Now, the reason I'm not announcing what it is because there was a USPS mix-up, and that
Item.
item that was supposed to come to us here in San Diego yesterday somehow got shipped to New Mexico.
Yeah, it went to the New Mexico facility, and now it has this morning departed New Mexico, but not sure to where it's going.
And you guys know me, especially you longtime listeners. I never announce anything until I have it in hand.
Yeah.
But we are going to be doing a giveaway. It is a small business friend of ours, and most people probably guess what it is. But
Yeah, we've given away her stuff before.
But we
we
want
don't
to make
wanna-
sure
yeah.
we want to make sure we have it before we post about it or anything like that. So that's all. But we will be giving away something. So even if something goes wrong with that,
We'll find another thing. Or
yeah, there would be another
I think she
December
might have a
giveaway.
pop-up. I might just go and buy it and come back.
Yeah, of course you will, because then you'll have 2, and then you'll get to keep one. That's Tracy's solution for everything. Oh, Brian, you got a car? Think 2 would be better. Yes, so that's that. And, of course, we still have some other things that we're going to be doing. including the Superfan giveaway. This year, we're going to be drawing for the Superfans. I got one gift for all the Superfans. So there's going to be 4 Superfan winners.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all going to get the same gift. I don't want somebody, because last year we gave away different things for different winners. And it's like, I don't want somebody to think, oh, well, that person got something that I wanted or this. So it's going to be 4 Superfan winners.
It's like getting gifts for kids. They all
I
get
know.
the same.
Everyone gets the same thing. And we'll be posting about that probably this week.
Okay.
And then we'll probably be doing the drawing right before our next episode, right before Christmas. So, all righty. Whew. Now, we did have our little Christmas present to each other, which was going to the parks
And staying on property.
and staying on property.
Yeah, that's the Christmas present.
Yeah. And we had a really good time. And yeah, we'll talk about that for a little bit before we get into headlines. So,
Okay. Yeah, it was kind of like our only trip to see the holiday stuff. Usually we can go on Saturdays in December. Now we can't anymore. So we took Thursday and Friday off last week and went. And then you saw that it might rain. So then we're like, well, should we stay on property? But then on Friday, we've been looking. And there is
No, we were looking
nothing
before
left
that.
on property. Yeah, we were looking before that for Friday.
yeah.
Because we're like, oh, it's Christmas.
Because even
you know?
before that, though, there was the only things left for like $1,200 rooms
Yeah,
and
like,
stuff. It was like,
real expensive suites and
Yeah.
stuff. So normal rooms weren't available. And Paradise Pier, forget it. And my theory is that because they're opening Pixar Pier on January 30th, and all the times that we've stayed there, even though the hotel outside and in the lobby itself is done, none of the rooms were still the old theming.
yeah.
So my theory was that they're doing construction on all the
they're
rooms
trying to
inside,
they're doing a
refurbished.
max
Yeah.
effort. Yeah.
So they probably closed down half the hotel, so that's
Yeah.
probably why it sold out.
well, because even when we stayed there were floors that were closed.
Yeah.
So-
So then the only thing available was like a $1,500 room that was like a 1-bedroom suite or something. I don't know what it was.
I was
Anyways,
like,
and
yeah.
then we kept checking. We asked Hannah to keep an eye out for us.
Well, no, Hannah approached us.
Oh yeah, she's like, "Oh, can I be your TA?" I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
you know, like you're gonna go to the effort to approach us. We'll be like, okay, if you can do it. And I would have to say that like having, I guess are they travel agents still? Is that what they're called?
They're called TAs. Because
TAs?
when Johnny was
Travel
talking posting something about a TA, I'm like,
Teacher's assistant.
Because that's how I know
Nerd.
TA.
Nerd.
He's like travel agent. I was like, oh,
Weren't you a
oh.
teacher's assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a nerd.
I got paid.
Nerd.
I got paid for it. So,
You're such a nerd. No, I'm joking. But yeah, it was.
it was on how to use Excel.
Well, the whole thing. Is that what you taught?
It was computer science for social science majors.
Yeah.
Back then in the 90s, that was a big thing because nobody knew how to use Word and Excel and all that. And then it was like this new thing with the internet. And it's like, you know what it is? In the future, like in the next year, if you click on this address here, it'll go directly to the website. And everyone's like, whoa, you know, like
how we think
the
about
link.
AI right now.
a link. And I'm like, and now I'm thinking, what? Like back then it was like a big deal. But anyways, that was I got paid like, I think it was like $200 a month or something. That's a lot for a college student.
So,
Anyways.
yeah, $25 a week. Yeah. No, what is it? No, $50 a week. Yeah. So, well, the cool thing about I didn't really even think about them because we've never used a travel agent before. She was actually like working. Like
Yeah.
she would like, update us and do this and
they could do more. There wasn't much we needed, but if you're out of towner and you needed like reservations and they do all that, like how she was on Boogie Boogie, whatever, doing the Emily.
What's her handle?
Hannah Learning the Magic.
Okay, but does she have a separate one for her travel?
No, that's the one. And she's been posting stuff because there's like a 20% off.
Yeah.
deal or whatever.
But yeah, it was. I mean, she was like updating us, and I felt bad because she was actually on vacation herself, and she was still updating us on.
Oh yeah, she went to Disney World.
And like, she's sending us messages.
I checked, and there's still nothing.
Still
I was
nothing.
like, wait, you're
and
at
then
Disney
she found
World.
something, and I'm just like, dude, she's at Disney World, like looking for like we don't pay her any money
on Thanksgiving.
You don't pay a TA money.
No.
It all comes from the vendors.
Right.
So it's like it's not. I'm like, dang, dude. I mean, I could, I felt bad, but that's what they do.
Yeah,
that's how much work they put in for you. And not only did she get us for one night, she got us for 2 nights.
Yep.
So at the price I wanted, because I put a limit on it, and she did it. So yeah.
Yeah, and the 2 nights were kind of like we kind of had to explain that we got the one night for Friday, and then we're like, oh, let's just go Thursday too, and then we were thinking, well,
and all of this is our fault because we were just. This trip was not bad planned, but we didn't even think about staying on property before. So, I mean,
yeah, we weren't planning.
Usually
ahead.
we plan months in advance.
Yeah.
About where we're going to stay, at least like 2 months in advance. We were just like, 2 weeks in advance. We're like, yeah, we guys will stay. And there's nothing available, of course, because it's Christmas season. And there's what is it called?
It's the candlelight processional.
Yeah, the candlelight.
Was that weekend.
Yeah.
And so then we're like, well, if we got the room for Friday, it was in the Disneyland Hotel Villas. So it was that DVC Villas Tower. It's called the Duo Studio Suite or whatever. But duo doesn't mean two. When I hear the word duo, I thought it means two. But anyways, I'll explain later. Anyways, and then so we're like, well, we're going to go Thursday too. So we were going to stay off property Thursday and then come on property Friday. But then you were like, oh, I wonder if there's anything available on Thursday. But when you just mention something, I'm just like, huh?
Yeah, I can't even casually muse about anything Disney related because Tracy will start booking because she takes that as a green light to book.
So I'm like, I called Hannah. Hannah, do you see anything? She's like, yeah, there's
I can't speak out loud. I can't even think out loud.
Yeah. I was thinking more Paradise Pier, but again, Paradise Pier is completely sold out.
Yeah.
Actually, the Grand was like $600, which is not bad. But then Disneyland Hotel was like $4 something, and we're like, oh, let's just stay
that was
there.
cheaper than Paradise Pier.
Yeah,
like what we usually pay for Paradise Pier.
Right.
So
we booked that, and then I was asking Hannah if there's a way to just make it the same reservation so that we don't have to check in and check out.
Because we already had a reservation locked in.
To combine it. And she says, well, there are 2 different types. The one that we got on Thursday, even though it's cheaper, it's the premium view.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one on Friday was the garden view, which means it's the first floor.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah. I'm like, no, that's okay, because then we want to compare and see what the different views are.
Mm-hmm.
So we went, and so we would just have to check out and check back in.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
Left our luggage with the bell.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the rooms it's confusing when it comes to design. So
yeah, so as you saw from our story,
we posted a story.
It was strange.
Did we do a reel or was it just a story?
I think it was just a story.
Oh, okay.
I can save it in a highlight or something.
It's not okay. So first of all, I was happy with the rooms, but the design choice was weird.
For the standard room, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
But this is the standard, and then they have the suite. So if
the ones we stayed in.
Yeah, it was just the duo. So it's called the Duo Studio.
Yeah.
But when I heard duo, I thought 2. So I thought there's 2 beds or something.
Like, no, because we were listening to Hannah's podcast on the way up. And that's when we got our first hint. And then... I'm like, oh, there's a Murphy bed. And you're like, I don't think there's a Murphy bed. I'm like, well, I think that's what they said.
Yeah, I knew there was a Murphy bed in the other rooms where that's for your kids. You know how the parents stay in the bedroom and then out in the living room, the kids pull out the Murphy bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe there's an extra bed. Maybe that's what the duo means, 2 beds.
But the reason it's confusing is because there's not a lot of room. It's a small living area.
Uh-huh.
The balcony and the bathroom are huge.
Yeah. And the hallway.
So it's like they concentrated on these three things that I mean. I could the patio. It's almost like it's a room designed to have another couple up for drinks.
Yes.
So, like, if 4 people are there and you want to have drinks, because there's a microwave in there.
Yeah,
There's
you just put the bed up.
yeah, and then you just drink and you can go out on the patio
Yeah.
because the patio is pretty big.
Yeah, there's like there's not a kitchenette in this one, but there's a refrigerator, a microwave, and what do you call it? Plates and cups. And
it's like residence inns type of stuff.
Yeah, but no stove or anything. But then there's no room if you put the bed out. If you take the bed out, there's no room to.
Yeah, so you have to have the bed, but that's why it's a Murphy bed. So they put it up so you can entertain, and then it's just weird that they concentrated because the bathroom is the same size as like the Anaheim Marriott bathroom.
Yeah, it's huge.
Big. And I'm just like, well, if you just would have take like 3 feet off the bathroom, you could have had like this.
And a few feet off the balcony.
Just 1 foot off the balcony.
You just have a regular room.
You had a regular sized room. Yeah, it's weird.
Definitely not.
So it has a purpose in mind, I'm thinking, but it was just a weird design choice for me, for people who are probably just gonna. But I mean, I guess
it's not for people with kids because it can only fit 2 people to sleep.
Exactly. It's for a nightcap, like drinking, but it's also people who are probably going to spend most of the time in the parks.
Yeah, but when you go to sleep, you only can sleep 2 people.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a 2-person thing, but that's what I'm saying. It's not for 4 people to sleep in. It's for 4 people to entertain. They get kicked out. You go to sleep.
Not even if you had a baby, because I can't see where you would fit a little cradle thing.
Yeah, it's not even a room for a bassinet.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's room for a bassinet. I don't want to say it's like that
in
tiny.
the hallway.
Yeah, you'd have to put it like right at the corner of the bed in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
it was strange, but that's there. If you get the Duo Studio or whatever it's called, Duo something, that's the standard. And then the next level up is the 1-bedroom suite. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, how many of these do they have, I wonder?
Yeah.
Because I would think most people will go with kids if they have vacation club. Like,
we know a lot of couples who don't have kids who are vacation club. I know more people without kids who have a Disney DVC than with kids. Matter of fact, I only know one family that has. No, I only know 2 families that have DVC that have kids, and I know like 5 that don't. But yeah,
but I mean, it did the job. I mean, once the bed was fine.
I liked it.
You know,
it was fine. You know? And I thought the bed would be too small, but I mean, I'm almost 6'2", and I was fine.
Yeah.
And you were sleeping next to me, so it wasn't like cramped.
Mm-hmm.
So you think Murphy bed, and you're like, oh my God, this is gonna be, like those cartoons where the person gets caught in the bed, and it's like,
like the Marriott
old Scooby-Doo cartoons,
sofa beds.
yeah.
Because this is way sturdier than that.
Yeah. This is like straight up like a platform bed that you would buy at like Tempur-Pedic or something. But so I mean, thumbs up, but weird.
Yeah. The view was nice. We got a view of the pool and the little Steamboat Willie splash pad area.
Did you post Steamboat Willie yet? I don't know if we did.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Yeah, the first day, and then the second day.
Because I thought the Paradise Pier splash pad was really cool.
This one's
cooler.
better.
Yeah.
And then the second day was the same type of room, but a garden view, which means that you're just literally right next to the splash pad pool.
Yeah.
You're just right there. Your balcony is right there.
Yeah, you just jump your little wall and you're in the pool. It's funny.
So we were afraid it'd be noisy, but we weren't. We were at the parks most of the day. So by the time we got back from the parks, everything was quiet.
It wasn't noisy at night, which was...
No.
That's one thing I think is pretty cool about Disney hotels, because when we stay at the Elements, which is the closest, not the closest Marriott, but it's the one that we like staying at.
Yeah, the walking distance.
Depending on the room you get, man, you'll hear some 2-year-old running at like 4 a.m. just above you. It's like, yeah, it's weird,
Yeah, even though we were on the first floor, we didn't hear anything.
Mm-mm.
Probably good insulation or something.
Yeah, no, that's what it has to do. It's bell quality.
Oh.
Just like a car. It's like some cars you hear everything, some cars you hear nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that part, and it was pretty cool. I mean, would I stay there again? Yeah, probably. I would still, Paradise Pier is always on go to
because of the
thing.
walk, the distance. I
Well, it's
mean,
not
we
even
did try the walk.
but it's weird because I think we're just in better shape. Like the walk doesn't bother me that much.
No,
But
it didn't bother
but
me.
it's just that knowing that Paradise Pier has that entrance, that secret
yeah,
entrance.
where you don't have
It's
to walk
it's just
much.
so funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's not to walk much. It's walk much to get to where you want to go. So,
Mhm.
like, if you're at Paradise Pier and you have like a lightning lane for like 6 o'clock, you could honestly leave at like 5:45 and be there.
Mhm.
You know, and it's fine. It doesn't matter where it is in DCA.
Yeah, and the gate there has no one either at Paradise Pier. At Disneyland Hotel, you have to go through the main gate if you're in Disneyland, or both. If you go through the Grand Gate, you have to go through security twice. So it's
Unless you take the monorail, which we did.
oh yeah, I
twice.
took the monorail. That's a good shortcut if you're just going to Disneyland.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I still think Disneyland Hotel is probably.
But you do feel like you're in the bubble.
I think it's I think it's the third choice for people.
Mm-hmm.
I think Paradise Pier, soon to be Pixar,
Mm-hmm.
is going to be people's first choice because I think so many people like us are talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people didn't know about it at first, but that it's just for your money. It's the least expensive and it has more convenience than Disney Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
The Grand is just more luxurious. Plus, it has its own entrance, and it's just if you want to just go all out,
Mm-hmm.
the Grand Californian is just the best. And then the restaurants. But yeah, I think it's always going to be third choice because if you're a park guest or just staying on property, you can always if there's anything you want to do at Disneyland Hotel, which if there isn't, Trader Sam's or anything, you can still go there. It doesn't matter where
I
you
think
stay.
most families who have
There's no advantage.
there's
of
some
staying.
families who split their stays and they have a resort day
Mm-hmm.
where they go to one park and then they have a day that's just a resort and then they go to the other park. I think most families will like Disneyland Hotel because their pool and their water slide and all that stuff are much better. And it's a bit better like resort if you're having a resort day.
Yeah, if I was staying there for 5 days, yeah, I'd be probably do that.
Yeah, if you have kids who just want to, chill, go to downtown Disney, for one day and take a break from the parks.
Yeah.
They'll, do that.
They had a new restaurant there.
Yes.
And
Called the
then
Palm Breeze.
so
A bar
we'll talk about
lounge.
that food later. But
Yeah.
but it's pretty good, good customer service. One thing I like about the Disneyland Hotel is that if you're in a different tower than the main tower, because the Fantasy Tower is where you check in.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in one of the other towers, they have like a desk person on the first floor that you can like talk to.
Oh, yeah.
They even have physical keys
Mm-hmm.
if you need them. And you can like anything that you need to go to the front desk for, you can just go to the first floor of your hotel and
Yeah.
take care of that stuff, which is genius. Not genius, but like smart, right?
Well, do they have it at the other towers? I only thought they had it at ours is because of its DVC,
I saw people with those little
the iPad things. Oh,
walking
okay.
around the other one, the Frontier Tower.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Because walking back to the main tower can be a pain for something little,
Yeah.
so. But how about the parks? What do we do?
We wanted to do the festival stuff. And so we did festival stuff. We saw mostly kosher at their new location that you didn't like because it wasn't cozy. Because mostly
Yeah.
kosher grew in a sense that they got more audience. So they moved them to a location that has a bigger stage and a bigger, more seating area. It's the area where they used to have Captain Marvel's jet.
Yeah.
So that's where they are now.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Well, that's good that they have more people. Like there are
Yeah,
people
I'm
there
happy for
dancing and stuff.
them. It's cool, but it's like it wasn't like intimate. It wasn't like But Sonoma Terrace is our favorite spot, so
Yeah.
and that's where they used to be. And we didn't even see Mistletoe because they didn't have.
They
that many
stopped at 5:15.
It's like, man, we don't even get up till 5. But yeah, we were doing other stuff, so we didn't get a chance to see them. So I'll probably YouTube them, see if what they are. So maybe next year we'll make a chance to see them. But yeah, it's it's just a different feel. You know, it's a different venue.
It is.
And
Even though they try to put lounges, chairs, and stuff there, I don't know.
it's just too spread out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but they're still good, so that's fine. So yeah, you know that mostly coast is always a must do. Went on rides, you know, as we always do. I think we went on everything we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
We even went on Rise to Resistance. Well, we didn't go on Radiator Springs Racers this time.
Yeah.
This trip, but
we did Space Mountain.
Space Mountain, Matterhorn, Rise of Resistance, Goofy Sky School. You know,
We were gonna do Thunder Mountain, but then as soon as we got to the front, it broke. And they gave us a lightning lane, but it was kind of late, and we're like, forget it. Like we got the lightning lane, but we didn't use it.
Yeah. So we went on Astro Blasters, and then there was a guy in front of me with a worm coming out of his neck. Or his hoodie or whatever it was.
And it matches his hoodie, so that's
and it was moving
so
around,
weird.
and I was.
I didn't see it. I didn't know what you were doing,
I
but
was like, I took a video of that. I'm like, this is a real alien. This is aliens that need to be blasted. They're putting us in with real aliens. But yeah, I didn't post it because you don't want to embarrass the guy.
Yeah.
If he gets worms in him, hey.
You would have freaked him out. We should have been like, hello.
And I start screaming, ah!
Hello, there's a worm on you. Yeah. But we had a good park day. The festival foods stuff.
Yep. But that was our not pretty much, but our last day of 2023 at the parks. I was eating. I ate I had coffee. I guess my stomach just can't take coffee without food anymore.
Oh, yeah. The second day you were just out. The first day I was out because we drank too early and I drank on an empty stomach. And so then by you could see a picture of me just falling asleep. I fell asleep on Soaring. I was like, oh, good. I could just close my eyes. And then next thing I knew, the ride was over.
You need the baby loop because you fall asleep and slide out of the thing. But the cool thing is what I found out is that our favorite drink, our maple buttered rum.
Yes,
thing.
it's right across from Sonoma Terrace.
No, but it cures the stomach.
Oh, yeah.
I
would have given that to you. You were just sitting there
I was just
moping.
sitting there. I was just like, I'm in pain. And then I drank that. It's fine. And then I'm like, give me another. Boom. Better. Things like the magic elixir. Yeah, it's still got to be in our top 3 drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Might even be number 1 with its healing properties. But we'll talk about other drinks later. But yeah, that was our time at the parks, and had a good time. Gave away the wallet and
2 extra tabs.
Yeah,
because we can't eat as much as we. We had 2 tabs left over.
We're just getting old. Well, we always have tabs left over, but we went 2 days.
I always forced myself and you to eat.
No, but we've given one to Christina before. We've given one to Stranger before. I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, thumbs up. But let's get into some headlines.
Okay. So there's lots going on in Disney business news, because they had a lot of things. So the first thing they had on November 9th was the Q4 earnings call, where Iger was like, we're going to focus on streaming, ESPN as a preeminent digital sporting platform, improvement on studio content, and theme parks and cruises. So those are the 4 things in the Q4 earnings call, which we've heard before, right? Streaming, ESPN, content, theme parks, and cruises. So then on November 28th, they had a town hall. So a town hall is usually something with employees only, like you address with employees. But since Disney's publicly traded, everyone else can hear it too. So in the town hall, he was like, okay, we're going to focus on 3 things: theme parks, ESPN, and studio. And we're like, what happened to, I thought of it, what happened to streaming? But I thought of it, well, whatever. He's talking to the town hall. It's a different audience than earnings call, because that's shareholders. But people kind of made a big deal of it, like, oh, did he just change it? And, but they were like, okay, whatever. Maybe they changed their mind from the time of the Q4 earning call, which is November 9th to November 28th, the town hall. But then I think it was something else. Oh no, there was something else 9 days later. I forgot. But anyways, then he went back and said, "Oh, we're going to focus on." Oh no, that's he said the three things, but then he repeated whatever that was said at the Q4, everything else verbatim, except for the things they focused on, which he left out streaming.
Right.
So, and then with regard to ESPN, remember how there were rumors?
So there were 3 separate times he spoke, and he said 3 different things, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 2 different things.
Okay.
So I didn't think it was a big deal. I was like, whatever. But people were like, oh,
so they
my
left
God.
out streaming.
Yeah. And then with regard to the ESPN thing, people were asking, weren't you going to sell off ESPN or part of it? And he's like, no, I never said that. And then they're like, yes, you did. When you talked about ABC something, he's like, oh, yeah, we were just putting out feelers, but,
No one wants to buy.
But no, we were just putting out feelers. And, with ESPN, if they want to be the preeminent digital sports platform, they need partners. So that's what he doesn't want to sell it. He needs partners to invest in it, to make it the preeminent, whatever digital.
But the funny
sports
thing is that
platform.
he left out streaming, but the biggest part of ESPN now is ESPN Plus, which is streaming.
Yeah.
So that's a streaming network now. I mean, everyone's cutting the cord, for cable. So most people, even I have ESPN Plus. Well, I have the whole Disney trio. I got Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. So yeah, I don't know.
And then the fact that in the annual report, they shared the ESPN numbers, which they never share anything. But in the SEC or annual reports, they shared that, which shows that, yes, they're looking for someone to partner with. So if you need to release those numbers if you're looking for someone who you want to partner with and invest or whatever. But what they're saying is if they want to focus on ESPN to be the number one sports platform or whatever, then it's going to be tough unless they get a partner.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on what he means by partnership, because I mean, obviously the sports franchises are technically partners. The UFC is a partner, but if he's looking for somebody to like buy part of it, like put in like money, if he's looking for a financial partner, that's going to be tricky, because like why would somebody? First of all, ESPN's kind of been going downhill. So why would I just partner with you on a downhill project, and give you my money, and you promise that it's going to get better? You're like, you're Disney. If you can't make it better before, why would it be better?
So he
tomorrow?
says he's looking for partners, including sports leagues, that would help them with technology, marketing, and content.
Yeah.
The goal of turning ESPN into the preeminent digital sports platform.
Well, that makes sense, because then it's like maybe they could get like an equity share, but they would get better deals on a contract, because like Major League Baseball, NFL, any of those contracts, they're super expensive. And if you don't have, so the one thing, and this is like, it's almost like, no, it's not a business trick. It's just a business 101, actually. Even when you're talking about employees, you want them to have a sense of ownership. Even if they don't own anything, you want them to have a sense of ownership over their work, right? If you have a sense of ownership, it's you're going to go all out for that particular company, that particular division, whatever. So that's why companies, and consultants want to create like a family environment for employees. Like you're part of a family,
Yeah.
You own part of this, even though they don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, depending on the franchise. If you're a Chick-fil-A guy, you can end up franchising. But true ownership, is would be great for on a Disney's level, because the NFL has crazy great marketing. NBA has really good marketing. MLB not so much, but they do have better marketing than Disney. Disney's marketing, honestly, is trash. I mean, we could go into a whole thing about their movies and all this stuff and how, a lot of the Marvels tanked and a lot of people who would have gone and seen it didn't even know it was out.
Well, look at the ad for the Galactic Star Cruiser, remember?
Oh,
It was so weird.
It was just weird. It's like the video audio club in high school did it. It's just so strange, and yeah, they got a lot of guys in there that probably should retire. And I don't mean that from an ageist thing, because there's people who are older who know their stuff, just not at Disney. At least in their technical, like from their IT to their marketing, it's just not. It's not cutting it to where it should be in 2023.
Yeah.
They're
so old school.
They're 2015 type marketing and tech.
Yeah.
So
they need to be because they're Disney. There's some companies that can be old school, like healthcare. You can just leave it, but
even they
like Disney
are looking
to
improve.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not innovating.
Yeah.
Well, they're not innovating in the ways that they should.
Mm-hmm.
They're innovating in certain areas, but yeah, it's going to be weird. But to get a partner like the NFL on board, the NFL is not going to put up with that. So if the NFL, let's say the NFL gets, I don't know, 30% of ESPN, right? They're going to make sure it works because they're going to have a stake in it, and they want their product, their main product, which is the NFL and the teams and the players, to have the best marketing. So that automatically boosts, what Disney's doing, because they're going to be like, okay, we're getting rid of this and we're putting in this.
Yeah.
This is what you got to do. Every game, they got to know what next game is coming up. They got to know this, they got to know that. We're gonna put streaming things. We're gonna give giveaways. You got to tie this in with your DVC club. So when there's DVC properties in certain cities or whatever, and there's a game there, blah blah blah, boom. DVC members get to enter the Super Bowl lottery or whatever they're gonna do. They're gonna go big, and I think that is smart. I don't know who's gonna bite, but you never know.
Well, supposedly they're the largest. ESPN has the largest TikTok following at 44 million followers.
Yeah, but it's kind of like Fox News has the biggest cable news following, but the average age is 65.
Right.
So it's like people who grew up on television.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And they're not going to switch to their phone.
Right.
They don't even know how to
streaming.
load a news show on their phone.
Right.
So it's like, it's the same thing with ESPN. ESPN is basically boomers and Gen Xers.
Yeah.
And that are watching it on TV. They don't know what ESPN Plus is. So
yeah.
We'll see. They got to get the millennials and Zs involved.
Yeah.
And the millennials and Zs aren't even as much into sports.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to need help. And they need innovation to do that.
Yeah, they do.
What's next?
Well, speaking of marketing, Disney pauses advertising spending on X, formerly known as Twitter, following the anti-Semitic controversy surrounding Elon Musk. So they're already joining Apple and IBM and Lionsgate. So it's not like they're doing anything special.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then...
So this whole thing, basically Elon Musk basically affirmed what's considered an anti-Semitic comment on his platform. And then he's followed up with some other statement. I don't know. And then he went on to, I think it was CNBC, and did an interview. And it's like, well, all these advertisers are pulling out. And he was just like, F them. You're not going to blah, 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 blah. And yeah, man, Elon Musk is a tricky guy.
Get anything by advertising on Twitter?
That's all of it. That's their entire revenue.
Oh,
how else are they gonna make money?
Oh no! Oh, you mean Twitter's revenue?
Yeah.
I meant like
he bought Twitter for $44 million. Now it's worth $28 million. I mean billion. I don't even know why I said million. So it's he's constantly, I don't know. Elon's a weird guy. I know I have a lot of friends who hate him and a lot of friends that love him.
And you said something interesting about
Yeah,
Teslas.
yeah. It's funny because the people who love Teslas hate Elon Musk.
Yep.
People who love Elon Musk hate electric
Will drive
vehicles.
the gigantic gas guzzlers. Yep.
Yeah, they want the Ford, Raptors. It's a crazy dichotomy, and it's it's political in nature, but people are weird. I bought a Tesla because I like the car. Is it an endorsement of Elon Musk? No, because Elon Musk didn't even create Tesla. He bought into it,
Yeah.
like he did his other
Yeah.
ventures. So, but I also think it's weird to boycott a product. Well, I think it's weird to boycott most American products or any product.
Anything. Because of
the internet. And the reason I say that is because, and this is just my personal opinion, I'm not saying I would never boycott something, like, if something's in my face.
yeah, if a food doesn't.
But with the internet, you kind of know where all your products are sourced. There's nobody who's like ignorant anymore. It's not like the 1970s where, oh, I didn't know little kids were digging for these diamonds. It's like, how would you know in 1975, right?
Right.
But now everybody knows that pretty much every product we have has some blood on it.
Yeah.
Or has some political bent. And so it's kind of like, even if you're like a super diehard like liberal, it's like, what do you think the political views of every other billionaire CEO is?
Yeah.
They just shut up. So basically, it's kind of like the people who really hate Elon Musk, they're really hating him because he's just speaking his mind out loud.
Yeah.
As opposed to somebody who's just collecting money. Maybe doing way more damage to the world.
Yeah.
Like some of these defense contractors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never see them on TV. I was just watching this. I think his name Jake Tran, and watch one of his latest. It's on Bechtel.
I'm scared to watch him because I don't want to know everything
It's about
that
the
I
Bechtel
use.
family in Virginia. Right,
Yeah.
Nobody's probably ever heard of them unless you were like went to business school like I did, or you live in Virginia.
No, I'll.
They built the Hoover Dam,
Uh-huh.
and they started out like most billionaires. Poor people, a poor guy just wanted to make it, failed a few times, but Hoover Dam pretty much convinced us. Was one of the biggest contractors in the Iraq War. Convinced us to go into Iraq because Iraq cut out one of their contracts, basically. Benefited off Katrina, did a bunch of stuff, man. And it's like, Jake Tran on YouTube, Bechtel. Look them up. And there's people who work for Bechtel who don't even know this.
Yeah.
And
Jake Tran exposes a lot of people.
Yeah. Viet kid from Irvine. But it's funny because like nobody will be like boycott Bechtel because they're smart. They shut up.
Right.
Nobody knows who they are.
Yeah.
So,
Jake Tran.
Yeah. You have to look into it.
Yeah.
But,
it looks like Elon Musk calls for Bob Iger to be fired for not pulling advertisements from Meta also.
Yeah, because there's a lawsuit from the New Mexico Attorney General that says Meta the algorithm for Meta is leaking kids to sex offenders or something like that. Or showing sex offenders kids or something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure. But I guess he's pretty much calling them like a hypocrite. Like you're pulling out advertising from my Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, but you're going to still advertise with these guys, that are harming kids. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. He's calling for him to be fired. If Iger gets fired, it's not going to be because of this. It's going to be because of
the other two dudes.
Yeah, well,
ousting him. That Nelson and whatever guy.
The financial status of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Period. That's what gets you fired.
Yeah.
If you're making money for a company, you're not going to get fired.
Yeah.
So, but it is interesting. Yeah. Yeah. We like to spat. I think a lot of people. Again, it's Disney is a big target because they have a lot of soft power for the United States and the world. They create culture, so everyone takes shots at them. But again, just like I said, like a lot of people who, hate Elon Musk but don't say anything about these other billionaires, it's the same thing on the other side. A lot of the anti-woke crowd hates Disney, but then every other company pulled out of your Twitter advertisement too.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I'm
he's
saying.
not saying
yeah.
about anything about them because
like Apple and stuff.
yeah, because he doesn't want to tick them off. But you could take shots at Disney because they make movies and theme parks. It's like they can't really fight back.
Right.
You know, you're not going to get Disney. You know, Bob Iger's not going to get on CNBC and be like "F you." You know, he can't do that, right? So they just kind of have to sit there and take it and smile and. You know, all the people, there's so many YouTube channels saying, you know, Disney's so woke, it's destroying our culture, and they're so pro this and pro that. And it's like, not really, but it's that they can't fight back, so it's an easy target.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Well, the last headline, the rest I'll save for dot points, but the last headline is Dave Filoni named Chief Creative Officer of Lucasfilm. I know this is old news, but
Oh, yeah.
it's like 3 weeks old.
3 weeks old. Yeah,
But-
we'll see what happens because a lot of people, you know, again, the anti-sequel people, you know, they hate Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, so he's going to be working with this position. He's going to be working
under her.
directly under Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy and alongside Carrie Beck.
So basically, I think it was a very shrewd move by Kathleen Kennedy because now, and it's what I always say in HR, man, it's like a lot of people who are in management positions for some reason, and I've seen it in so many different organizations, they want all the credit and they want to be bosses and they end up bullying their subordinates. I'm like, no. You want to build up your subordinates. You want to make your subordinates like comfortable, safe.
Yeah.
If you think you're an emperor, your subordinates, your direct reports are your imperial guard. Those are the people who have your back. Those are the people, and you want to get the best possible, and you want to give them every tool that they need. And when they succeed, you automatically succeed. If you have a bunch of people who are just scared of you, running around, a bunch of yes men and a bunch of people who don't know what they're doing, yeah, it'll make you feel good, and maybe, you know, you can skip some of the therapy bills because you get that dopamine release of pushing someone around. But eventually your career is going to take a dive because you're not going to be able to put out a quality work product. So Filoni knows Star Wars lore. He knows how. I guarantee you, when the Rey movie comes out, which everybody who hates the sequels is already can't wait to hate on.
Yeah, right.
I guarantee you it's going to be good. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be good from, you know, there could be all kinds of things that are wrong with it, right?
Right.
But from a lore standpoint, from it fitting in with the rest of the universe, for it fitting in with the Lucas universe, for how things should look, I think all that's going to be A+. Because now you have Dave Filoni. He's not going to let just somebody come in
like
and
how he had Mandalorian kind of.
Yeah,
fix
and it looks good. Ahsoka, a lot of people didn't watch it, but it was good. You know, so yeah, I think that does plug a lot of holes in with a lot of problems with Star Wars. And a lot of people's like, well, is it too late for Star Wars? It's like, you know, Star Wars didn't have movies for like 30 years, and you guys still showed up. It's like Star Wars is gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You know, even if Disney went under, I think Star Wars would outlast Disney. There would be somebody who would buy the IP and continue with Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
yeah, it is. It'll be good, and I think this is a good move.
Yeah.
All right.
It's Taste Talk with Tracy. Mash some magic in your mouth.
So I figured we'd talk about one booth today. The stuff we had at this one booth called Brews and Bites. And it's a festival booth that we've always skipped because they mostly have beer there, and we're not beer drinkers unless it's Brother Thelonious. So, and then the one food item they have there is vegan.
Yeah.
It's an Impossible chorizo queso. I mean, I like queso, but I try to skip Impossible queso.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we always give it. This year we wanted to try it because they have this beer called the Churro Ale with frozen beer slush on top. So basically, it's a churro ale. That's the beer. And on top of it is a frozen slush of beer on top. And you can see the picture. It looks really pretty. And it actually tastes like a churro.
Yeah. It's kind of weird how they did it, but yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even seem like something that people would like in
Right.
my mind. Like if somebody were to come to me with a proposal, we're gonna make a churro slush. I'd be like, well, why? But but Disney's like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And it was good that we got it because it was sold out the next day.
Yes. Yeah, I just never had a slush of beer before. So I was curious because I like ices.
Yeah.
So just like an icy in beer form that tastes like a churro. It's like, oh, sign me up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was interesting.
It was good.
It
was
wasn't
good.
too sweet or anything like that.
And I think I'm probably going to give it a higher score than it. I think it's greater than the sum of its parts. I think if I just looked at it and got it anywhere else, I'd probably give it like a 6.5, like 7 maybe. But I'm going to give it like an 8.5 because of it being so on
Different?
brand for Disney.
Yeah.
It's such a on brand Disney thing. I guarantee you the Disney marketing team did it by accident. It's like one of those things.
Yeah, and the description doesn't really. I got confused because the description says churro ale with a frozen slush of beer, butterscotch, gingerbread, and house-made churro toffee syrup. So I don't know if they put the syrup in the beer because I was thinking the drizzle on top, but that's.
I couldn't see them when they were making it, but yeah, I think it is definitely. They should have that year round.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is such a. It's a unique drink to Disney and churros.
They should have it.
Yeah. You're getting sad.
It's like, oh man, I can't have this anymore. It's not from a brewing company or anything. It's Disney made this, so yes. So okay, the second thing is our new favorite beer, which is also not year round. Boo. So it's from Allagash Brewing Company, and that's in Portland, Maine, and it's the Curaux. It's Curieux. Curaux Bourbon Barrel Aged Golden Ale.
Yeah.
With notes of, so this has notes of vanilla, caramel, oak, and hints of bourbon. ABV 10.2%. So the pour they gave us was only 10 ounces because of the 10.2%.
Yeah, but it's even lighter than the Brother Thelonious.
Yes, it's very light ale. The taste is light. It's not like a dark.
Yeah, and man, I gotta say this beer's a 10, and I don't give a 10 either. It is a 10 because it's like the Hitachino Nest that I like with 10% alcohol. And I'm not even a beer guy, so I don't look for beer. I'm not the kind of guy who goes out and says,
yeah.
And I've only done that twice with Hitachino Nest and Brother Thelonious. You've known me for almost 11 years.
Yeah, we don't really.
We're
drink
not beer drinkers.
Yeah.
And with this beer, I think they said that the new liquor store up there in Hillcrest is about to start selling it. I'm gonna look for it. We'll see next week. Yeah.
Because we don't like IPA.
IPAs
either.
are bleh.
IPA has strong ABV, but we don't like the
It's
bitter.
bitter. It's bitter.
So this is an ale that is strong and it tastes light. It's really smooth and good. Bang for your buck with the 10.2.
Yeah.
So, yes, this is your new favorite beer.
Yeah, it is
But
really good.
it's, again, not year-round. So,
So we have to find it
meh.
outside of Disney.
Yeah. And then, of course, the third thing, we had to get food with our beer because this was our breakfast. So it was the first thing.
Drinking for breakfast.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I guess we should get food. And you bought the pass, so I used the tab. And the past years, these were people's favorite things. One of the favorite things is the Impossible Chorizo Queso with house-made chips.
Yeah. So this is vegan, right?
It's vegan. It's all Impossible. The cheese is Impossible cheese. I don't know. Fake cheese. But it was good. If you didn't tell me, I would have thought it's not vegan.
Well,
I will not judge vegan food anymore, and we'll eat it, but I still don't think it's a meal. So that's why I got sick after, because I'm like, oh, I drank on an empty stomach. No, this doesn't count as food.
Yeah, funny.
So
Yeah.
I liked it.
So yeah, so basically, yeah, the churro slush I would give an 8, 10 for the beer, and I'd probably give 6.5 for the queso.
Really?
Yeah,
I give it a 7.
yeah. I mean, I would too. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was definitely better than I thought. Impossible stuff would taste.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay.
Loki creator Michael Waldron is going to write the Avengers Kang Dynasty.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. I don't know if people consider this good news or bad news, but there was text messages just entered into Jonathan Major's trial today about him possibly admitting to hitting the lady.
Oh, no.
That doesn't sound good. So yeah, who knows what's going to happen with that? But the writer for this, he's good because he did Loki.
Yeah.
And he's going to know how to tie things together. And if they have to, again,
They can always do the Rhodey banner switcheroo, can't they?
at first they
Or
were
is
talking
Kang
about
too
that with
big of a
John
deal?
Boyega.
Yeah.
Maybe doing that. I don't know if they would do that. Here's the thing. Ant-Man 3 messed up everything, the Quantum Mania, because they put so much on him in that movie.
Mm.
And that movie didn't even do well. So it's kind of like most people didn't even like that movie. Most, casual. I like all the Disney stuff, because I take it for what it is. But it's like they put so much stock in him and then in Loki that I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult whether they recast him or they switch to a new villain. Either way, I think it's equally hard. Now, what they could do, because things are already delayed, they could just push Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars off. Like I'm sure it already got delayed, pushed back a year. I think both of them. Push it back another. You could push it back another 2 years, and
then you forget about it.
well, you won't. No, it gives you time to build up to a different. Apex. So, and you could put in Doom. Dr. Doom is really, in the comics, he's the villain of Secret Wars. But all the Secret Wars. Well, these entities called the Beyonders, but he's the actual guy. He's the man. It's not Kang. Matter of fact, in the original Secret Wars, he shot Kang out of the sky in issue 3, and that was it for Kang.
Yeah, let's just rewrite it. Let's call it Avengers Dr. Doom Dynasty or something else.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how many times.
And the reason I say push it back is because they do have the Fantastic Four coming out, which is a Doom. That's what Doom's. That's his movie. That's his franchise. So it gives you a chance to really insert him if you want to. And Doom is such a character that you could even do it to where you do a recast, and then Doom just beats Kang. And you could even do it. You could still have the Kang Dynasty where he beats Kang, do the recast. Have John Boyega do it. Yeah, it'd be. There's ways you can do it, but they're gonna have to really.
I think the recast would be fine. I mean, Hulk had his own movie and he was recasted.
Yeah, but that's the whole. He's not even.
Yeah,
really,
he's not important.
Well, no, but I'm just saying.
Poor Banner.
It's just Banner.
Yeah.
The actual Hulk is CGI.
Oh, yeah, it's still
so
the green
half
thing.
of the movie is just a CGI character.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. Rhodey wasn't a big part of Iron Man, so it's not you would cast him, but so what? It's like
later on he became a big part, but not.
But
when
even
he got
then,
recast.
it was still about Robert Downey Jr. You
Yeah.
couldn't have recast Robert Downey Jr. is my point.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
We'll see.
Okay, Story Living by Disney is a project that. Oh yeah, those communities that
Yeah, but-
Disney was going to build.
But that's not the one that's in California or Florida. This one's gonna be North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
So that's and I think this is a smart move by Disney to try to spread that. A lot of people don't know that Disney's real estate holdings may be worth more than their movie franchise. Probably. with all the IPs together, because they own this stuff, and what they're doing is they're branching out into different states. Because the thing is like if you're not in Florida or California, Disney doesn't have a big footprint anywhere else.
Yeah.
But if you have Disney communities branched out throughout the United States, that's
That would be interesting. I'm just wondering what it would. Is it just themed?
yeah, it'd be themed, and then it'd be Disney owned, and it adds to their asset class. It also it puts a presence in there. So if they do want to do something in other cities, I could picture one of my things that I would do if I was Disney is have maybe not theme parks, like opening another theme park, because that's crazy.
Yeah,
you'd have to,
yeah.
and you'd have to do it in like Texas or Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to do it in a state that's not going to get snowed in.
Mm-hmm.
Still southern, but doesn't have a lot of issues. But what you could do is open Disney themed. I don't want to say mini parks, but like you open Disney experiences at certain places, and then partner with
Like a museum.
Disney museums, Disney VR studios, Disney. You could do a lot of different things, communities. So you have a presence of Disney. So like somebody who's a Disney fan in Kansas,
Mm-hmm.
You could have like a Disney themed hotel that has like everything that maybe like Paradise Pier has, Disney restaurants, even characters. But and maybe even one ride.
Yeah.
Or what you could do is like virtual, like Universal Studios, maybe 3 or 4 Universal Studios virtual type rides.
Yeah.
To where they can get that Disney thing and they don't have to wait a year to get out to one of the parks on the coast.
Yeah, that's true.
So you still are kind of feeding that Disney addiction,
Right.
and without having to build an entire park. And if you have like 4 or 5 of those throughout the United States, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because there's dumber stuff that people spend their money on, and they'll definitely spend it on Disney brand stuff. And there's enough Disney fans. We know. I mean, we got people listening in Austria. So it's like, what was it? We had one in somewhere in Africa, but
yeah, I remember.
yeah. So if we can get Disney fans from those places, I'm sure Disney can get Disney
Why don't we
fans.
just buy some sports teams? I know they used to have
Sports
own the
teams,
Ducks,
but if you're not
it's-
into sports, it's like, what are you gonna do with it? It's like,
yeah,
no, they need something to where they feel like they got a couple of lightning lanes for this. You know what I mean? A couple of lightning lanes worth in Kansas, a couple of lightning lanes worth in Iowa. That. So.
Oh, right. Well, the Wish pre-show is going to come to World of Color, Season of the Lights, on November 17th. So it probably is already there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you saw it.
And Wish already came out,
Yes.
and I don't think it did good either.
Really?
No.
I heard that the villain, somebody was complaining that, you know how villains in other Disney movies like Scar and Hades are all like, "Eh," and then like even their songs are catchy, like Jafar, but then the villain in Wish is just like, meh.
Yeah.
He's not scary or anything like that.
Yeah. All the wishes are mine. I decided to use the wishes.
Yeah, and even the song is lame. That's what people were saying, but I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, so.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's like when we were planning the wedding and you were like getting, and I'm proud of you because you didn't turn bridezilla, but you took my principles to heart. I'm like, look, people don't care about the table decorations. They don't care. They care about 3 things: food, alcohol, music, right? And for a Disney movie, they need to have good villain, good music, and good story. And it's like, the story doesn't have to be complex.
Good.
I don't know if the story's good. Sometimes the story's weird.
Well, not all movies have good. Like Encanto didn't have any villains, unless the grandma's the villain.
What are you talking about, Encanto? Encanto, the villain. Well, the villain was.
There was no villain, was there?
The villain was the outside world.
Oh.
Basically, it was like, you have your archetypes. Man versus nature, man versus machine technology.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically man versus nature, even though they're women. It was women versus nature, or the supernatural, right? But it wasn't that the supernatural was on their side, but the villains was humanity outside of that, and the responsibility to protect them from everything outside the Magic Grove or whatever, Magic Town. That was the villain, because the villains were actually the faceless men at the beginning of the movie, but that's basically representing the outside world.
Oh.
Right, and so if you want to protect the village from the outside world, everybody here needs to be like tiger parented, right? Because you better, the strong
you better
grown,
have the magic and whatever.
Yeah, you better have this, and if you don't have the magic, then you're kind of useless. And we love you, but we're going to pay attention to every kid but you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you misuse your magic, like Bruno, they thought he was misusing his magic. Then you need to go away. And when you went away, nobody cared. So that's why, that's me and Johnny should have a whole discussion on this, because I'm sure he'll go off because he
on
thinks
the grandma.
Abuela
the villain is the villain.
Is the villain, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe. Well, that's a good topic for me and Johnny to talk about.
You guys should get on an episode about debate on Encanto. Okay.
So yeah, we still have. I think that's it for us today.
I have two more things.
Oh, we still have stuff.
Schmoozies reopened with alcoholic options. Woo!
Is it already open?
Yeah.
Oh.
It already opened. We didn't taste it last time because there were so many other alcoholic things to taste at the festival.
Yeah.
So yes, schmoozies. You can add any type of liqueur to your smoothies, or you can get it non-alcoholic. And then there are a couple of. There's more of that lemonade that we like there, but just the lemonade now. So the one that we get at Pim's is blueberry lemonade. This one's just lemonade.
Got it. What else?
BTS docuseries coming out on Disney Plus, December 20th.
Okay.
Me and Ashley Dixon and Idiots Imagineer are excited.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. So we still got to review Loki, and we're gonna probably do that on our next episode. Maybe.
Yeah. If it's a slow news day, then maybe, because it's been a lot of news lately because we wait a few weeks. That's why.
So
we didn't even talk about that guy who streaked on Small World, because I'm sure everybody already knows.
Yeah. That's just
unfortunate.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the kids who were there that day. That's traumatized for whenever they go to Small World now.
Disney rides. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
This is the river where the man was naked.
Some of the rides are so entertaining, some would consider them to be unnatural. All right. Or too natural, depending on your viewpoint.
Yeah.
From a certain point of view. All right. Well, so we do have a lot of stuff going on in December, so stay tuned. And we got giveaways coming up. Will update
you don't have
everybody.
To do anything.
You have to do anything. Nobody has to enter anything this December. And we're going to be giving away something, obviously, with the Loki giveaway.
Oh yeah.
We already have that prize. So yeah. That's it for today. I'm Brian.
I'm Tracy.
Stay magical.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe and visit us at www.ropedroppingknowledge.com.